Hello champions and welcome back. Today we are watching another classical chess game, not so old but played in 2010 between Viktor Laznička playing as white, a really strong grandmaster from Russia, against Nigel Short from Great Britain, another really strong grandmaster and a bit a more familiar name. Probably you heard about Nigel Short. He had some amazing games in his chess career. This game was played in 2010 in Olympiad in Russia, and white opens the game with d4. By the way, truly an exciting game, showing you that even if you lose your queen, you can still play the game if you have queen for two pieces, although we amateurs like to enjoy a queen more than two pieces because it's simply easier. It goes around and gives checks. With two pieces you have to be careful, you have to organize them correctly, and you have to always be careful about queen giving some check and taking one of your pieces. Queens feel much more easier, and most people are scared to give up their wonderful queens for some trades, but actually rook and two pieces are stronger than a queen. But to most people, queens are queens, and they don't give it that easily. Even this game is played by two super grandmasters. You might find it interesting and you might find some ideas whenever you find yourself in these situations, and if not, so what's the issue? You will enjoy a brilliant game and you will not waste your time. Game continued with knight to f6 for Nigel Short. We have c4 on the board. e6, it looks like it's going to be some sort of Indian defense, but we have g3 on the board, which transfers us to Catalan opening. d5 for white. We have knight to f3, sacrificing this pawn. Bishop goes on e7 and bishop g2 for white. We have a castle and white also castles, and right now this pawn is temporarily sacrificed, but after this queen to c2 is played for white. Game continued with a6. Black simply didn't want to pick up to defend this pawn. After queen to c2, yes, b5 is a move, but after that a4 is what follows, and you have to go with b4, and this is some other variations that usually people go for, but you definitely cannot defend it with a6 here, because a takes on b5, simply your rook hangs. After queen to c2, black didn't decide to defend this. He went for a6, queen picks up on c4, and b5 attacking this queen right now. Queen retreats to c2, and we have bishop to b7 developing move, and also aiming to get rid of this Catalan bishop if the situation opens up for this. We have bishop to d2 developing for white. Nigel goes knight to c6, trying to put more pressure on this pawn. We have e3 defending it, and queen to b8 now was played for black, a common theme in this sort of openings, to simply open up the space for this rook, also to protect this bishop, because this bishop can be weak when the position opens up. We have rook to c1 now played for white, trying to attack this knight and also to pressure this pawn. Rook to c8 defending move for black. We have a3 trying to create some b4 block. We have h6 for black, a calm and prophylaxis move. Knight develops on c3. We have knight to d8 with the idea to maybe go for c5 and basically to open up this long diagonal for this bishop. b4 for now, nothing is traded, everything is peaceful. a5 for black. Black wants to open up the a file. Rook a to b1 was played. A takes on b4, a takes on b4, and rook a3 was played for black, simply trying to invade and trying to maybe put some pressure on this knight, and also inviting white to take this pawn. White calmly takes this pawn, and right now we have, looks like, bishop e4. We have an attack on the queen. This rook is hanging, so what will you do? White calmly play queen to c4. Game continued with bishop to d3. After queen to c3, yes, you can go with bishop to b1, but then knight to a3 would pick up your rook there, and the position would be pretty much equal. Bishop to d3, attacking the queen again, and now beautiful sacrifice. Knight picks up on a3 here, played for white. White sees the moment and notices that these two pieces would be more valuable according to his assessment than this queen. We have bishop picking up on c4, knight picks up on c4, and it looks like black is slightly an exchange up, although white has for now has one pawn and two pieces, and a rook and one piece for queen. The position is equal according to the computer. White is actually slightly better, but technically you need to prove this position if you are white. Game continued with queen to b5, centralizing and stopping the advancement of this pawn. Knight f to e5, also this knight was attacked. White wants to open up this long scope. There is no longer white squared bishop, and this diagonal is free for control of this white squared bishop. Knight goes on d5 trying to block this, but e4, another brilliant move for white, pushing away this knight, and now knight to a5 was played. When you have this sort of positions, you definitely don't want to trade pieces. You want to put as much pressure as you can and then win some material and then maybe trade pieces. White notices that black's position the black is passive and he's defending here. Bishop d6 trying to exchange some pieces. White for now attacks the queen. Queen retreats to e8, and right now knight to d3 again. White doesn't want to trade pieces. He wants to trade them at his own pace and at his own terms and conditions. We have f6 trying to maybe open up the square for this queen in the future. Knight to c5. Now white invites black to take this knight if he wants to. Game continued with rook to a8. After knight to c5, what would happen if bishop takes on c5? Well, this is definitely not good because right now b takes on c5, and let's say you go knight to d7. This allows a lot of space here for white. One of the ideas here is to actually go to c6, and right now if you decide to go with let's say knight to b6 here, then knight to b7 is the killing blow in the position, and it's really difficult to defend against these future promotions. White also now is getting ready maybe even to sacrifice his pieces and go into some endgame with two bishops and a rook against a queen. So all sorts of threats open up. After knight to c5, rook to a8 was played for black. Black still realizes that he's in the game still, but he needs to be careful. Knight to a6 was played. Rook to a7 was played for black, and we have b5 on the board to overprotect this knight and to open up this bishop so he can freely move around the board. Also, this square is weak now and black is in the defensive mode. He needs to find a way to break out of this strong attack from white. Bishop to e3. As you can see, these three pieces are working in a perfect harmony. White simply improves his position, getting ready to maybe push d5 in the near future, and f5 was played for black. Black tries to create some counterplay in the center. Whenever you have a flank attack, you need to open up the center, but it's a bit too late. Now white simply blocks this attack with bishop now has to retreat, and now we have knight to c6, another offering of the trade. Now you had different options here. Rook to b7 was best according to the computer, but it's really difficult to play. Knight picks up on c6 was played, and after b takes on c6, black probably thought that he will be able to maybe target this pawn somehow, and maybe this would ease up his position. Queen to c8 was played. Now difficult task really for black now, because he will be forced to sacrifice some of his pieces. We have d5 opening the board, getting ready to pick up this knight. E takes on d5, it was accepted. Bishop takes on b6, and right now we have rook takes on e6. Nothing better was also c takes on b6. After this move, simply rook picks up on b6, everything is defended, and white is getting ready to promote and push away this queen, and this position is practically lost. Bishop picks up on b6 was played. Rook takes on a6, rook picks up on a6, and after queen picks up on a6, it seems like now black will be able to defend somehow magically, but unfortunately it only looks like that. Bishop takes on c7, white is already a lot better here. A bishop goes on a3, attacking this rook. Rook goes on a1, pinning this queen. You cannot take this rook. Queen goes on d3 right now, and now after bishop d6, this is the final blow of the position. A brilliant sacrifice. Why this is a brilliant sacrifice, I will show you right now. In the game, bishop takes on c1 was played. After bishop d6, if you decide to pick up this, then simply it takes on d6, and you have no checks. And how will you stop the promotion of the pawns? Where will you go? Let's say queen to b5, simply c7, and this pawn will promote, and goodbye. The game is lost. So after bishop d6, it seems like black is sacrificing this rook, but calmly white picks up this bishop here, and let's see how black will respond here. Queen to d2 was the best response, but simply calmly bishop a3 wins the game here, and black was forced to resign. What's the idea? Because simply there is no way to stop this promotion of this pawn. If you go something like queen to e2, let's say, c7 is what follows, and now king to h7. Yes, you can go, but we promote, and this is a full 2 pieces against this lonely king. After bishop a3, there is really nothing you can do. Computer actually recommends king to f7 after c7, basically to go somewhere with your king. Actually, it recommends sacrificing, yeah, and now to basically try and survive this game somehow. But obviously, this game is pretty much over. Computer always finds a way to complicate things, but this game was pretty much over. This queen was promoting. Whether you give up your queen or not, the game was pretty much done. And just a wonderful example of how you can utilize your positional advantage here, even though you exchanged 2 pieces and a pawn for a queen. All of his 4 pieces for white worked perfectly. Bishop on the long diagonal worked brilliantly. There was a pressure all across the board, and simply black was forced to defend, although he technically had the advantage of an exchange. And yeah, guys, so hopefully this game gave you some nice ideas of how you can maybe use this in your game. If not, at least you enjoyed a wonderful game and you saw some wonderful endgame tactics here with rook and bishop, showing you how passed pawns are powerful. As Philidor said, the pawns are soul of chess. This is really true, as you saw from our example. If you enjoyed this game, please make sure to leave a comment, like, and share this video with other people who enjoy chess, because this really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you are serious about improving chess and you want to raise your elo, you have some chess goals, I definitely invite you to check the link in the video in the description. Check the community I'm a part of, a really wonderful community of same-minded people who want to improve at chess. You have everything there, from openings, middle games, end games, tactics, strategy, how to calculate, how to generate a plan, and everything else one chess player needs to improve their elo. You will not regret it if you check it out. And as always, guys, I wish you a pleasant day, and we will see each other on the next video. Bye bye.